Hello YouTube! Today on the Naughty Librarian we're going to be having a massive Smutty book haul. Oh my damn. Oh my gosh, look at all my Smutty books! I have like a big pile of porn. I'm so excited. Let's talk about the Smutty books. Okay, anyway guys, let's get into this book haul. I went to a library book sale and I cleaned the place out. Most of these books were only like 50 cents to $1, so I just kept buying them. I might have a problem. Let's start with the YA books, and I'll have you work up to the smutty ones. First up, I got a copy of Etiquette and Espionage by Gail Carriger, which I've been wanting to read forever, and it's like brand new. And I got it for 50 cents. I was so stoked, so I'm very excited to finally get to be able to read this. Next up, I have The Last Princess by Galaxy Craze. No kidding, that's that lady's name, is Galaxy Craze. Essentially, it's dystopian London in Buckingham Palace, and there's cannibals, and she's like the last princess of England. You had me at cannibals. Next up, I have Please Don't Tell by Laura Timms. Actually, surprisingly enough, this is an ARC, and I got it at a library book sale. It seems kind of cool though. Essentially, it's about this girl who kills this guy because he raped her sister, and then it's kind of about well, did he? Next up, I got Pretty Little Liars by Sarah Shepard. It's actually the first 2 books of this series, so it's Pretty Little Liars and Flawless. I really don't have a lot of interest in the series, but everyone makes such a big deal out of it, and it's 2 books, and I got it for 50 cents, so it's like 25 cents a book. I figured it was worth the buy. Maybe I'll check it out. Next up, I have Matched by Ali Condi. I've heard good things about this. It's another dystopian. I have a dystopian thing going on right now. I just can't stop reading them. It's kind of, I guess, similar to maybe Pandemonium or Uglies, where it's this world where the government controls everything, and they say, hey, this is this dude you're gonna marry, go ahead. And I guess that's not cool. Hold on, my dogs are loose. Next up, I got the first 3 books of this series. What? First up is Poison Study by Maria Snyder. Then there's Magic Study, and finally Fire Study. So the first 3 books of this series, I'm very interested because I know Poison Study sounded really cool. And then I was like, well, if I liked it, I have to do next books in the series, so I am ahead of the game. The first line on the blurb is Murder, Mayhem, and Magic. Hot damn, I'm sold. Also, I got If I Stay by Gail Foreman, and its sequel, Where She Went. I did not know this had a sequel, but they had both of them, so I figured I'd pick them up. It's a movie, so I don't know. I guess it was good enough to make a movie out of. Maybe it's a good enough book. I wanted to try it out. If I liked it, I already have the sequel, which apparently exists. Last up in the YA book bonanza, I have Nightshade by Andrea Creamer. I don't really know a lot about it besides it has an amazing cover and it's about werewolves. That's really all I needed to know. Alright, so that's all for the YA fare. Next up, let's get into the smut. First up, I have Burn by Maya Banks. It's actually book 3 of the Breathless series, and I have not read book 1 or 2, but I think they could be read as standalone, so I don't think it's gonna be a problem. However, it's Maya Banks, and she's an author I really want to but I never do. So I kind of just got this so I could read it and decide if I wanted to make a video making fun of how bad it is. Because that's how I feel about all of her books. I got it and I know it's gonna fail. I have 2 random books of the Play-by-Play series by J.C. Burton, and I have Straddling the Line and Changing the Game. I'm not sure where in the series they fall. They're just 2 random ones. It's athlete meets nice girl romances. I mean, they got a lot of abs on the cover, and when in doubt, if you're looking for a smutty book, look for a cover filled with abs and you're golden. Next up, I have Belong to You by V. Keelan. I've read a couple books by V. Keelan before. I haven't been wowed by V. Keelan, but I've enjoyed her work enough that I picked this up because I found it. It's actually cool because it's one of those independent pressings. You can tell by the paper how white it is, and it has a little tiny barcode. So it was an independent press of this. So I don't know if this is rare necessarily or not, but grabbed it. It has, Foxy guy on the cover. It's probably gonna have a fair amount of smut. Gonna enjoy it probably. Next up, I have Wildest Dreams by Jane Ann Krentz. It's actually 2 books in one, so I guess they're 2 novellas. Both of them are about librarians, so you're not a librarian here. Had to read it, just on that alone. Next up, I Married a Billionaire by Melanie Marchand. I have to say the title like that because I feel like that is like the right amount of fake enthusiasm because I know it's gonna be not good. It's gonna be fairly smutty and it's gonna have a simple plot, but I'm in. Next up, another marriage book, The Marriage Bargain by Jennifer Probst. Again, this is another independent publishing because it has the little barcode in the back, and it was made in Lexington, Kentucky, which is where my boyfriend's from, so had to get it. Again, they're basically boning on the cover, so I'm expecting a fair amount of smut. Next up, Damage by H.M. Ward. Again, another independent publishing because it has like the little barcode in the back. I got a lot of indie books this time, and I'm kind of okay with it because they're always so crisp. Look how crisp that is. Like, tell me that's not like turning you on, just how crisp it is. Essentially, this is another damaged hero with a shady past, hence Damage, the title, and then he's probably gonna find his way into a happier life through love, and also smut because hence the abs. Next up, I have Just for Now by Abby Glines. Again, on the cover, fairly suggestive. There's abs, they're embracing. I know it's a bad boy romance, and the heroine's name is Amanda. I'm Amanda Venture, had to get it just because of her name. The back keeps saying like teen.Simon and Schuster, so I'm a little concerned because I don't feel like this is a YA book, but it has a lot of teen words on it, so I'm a little concerned about what content I'm getting into. Next up, I have 3 books of the Blackstone Affair series by Rain Miller. I have Naked, I have All In, and I have Eyes Wide Open. So that's book 1, 2, and 3 of the series. I got them mainly, it's called Naked, it's gonna have smut. I got them mainly because I felt like they were kind of 50 Shades-y. Not that like I'm really into 50 Shades, but like I felt like they'd be broody, and I was like in the mood for something broody at the time, so I got like 3 of them. They had 3 of them, so I got them all. Figured if I like one, I can continue on with the series. Next up, I have Wallbanger by Alice Clayton. This has been on my TBR list for so long. I've been dying to read it, and I finally got a copy. Again, crisp. That is a crisp edge. I'm very excited. It's kind of like a enemies to lovers romance where they hate each other in the beginning and eventually they love each other, which is fairly common. However, it's supposed to be pretty funny, so I'm very excited to read it. I got a boatload of books by Laura Lee, all different kinds. I have Styx's Storm. This is kind of a paranormal one. I think he's some type of werewolf. Yeah, he's a wolf. I got 3 of this particular series: Maverick, Heat Seeker, and Renegade. I'm not exactly sure. I think these are just like romantic suspense. No abs on this cover, but we got the back, so it's like back abs. Next up, I have Hidden Agendas. I also think this is probably romantic suspense. She is grabbing him by the dog tag. He's got abs on the cover. I assume there's probably someone stopping a murder in it. Also, you know, abs, there's gonna be smut. Next up, I have Primal. It's by Laura Lee, Michelle Rowan, Jory Strong, and Ava Gray. So it's 4 novellas, and it's all about breeds. So I'm assuming this is gonna be like a shifter paranormal romance. There's probably wolves, since there is a wolf on the cover. Also, you can't see the abs, but you know they're there because there's no shirt. Gonna be smut. Last but not least, I picked it has such a bad name. It's called Naughty Boy by Laura Lee, and it's naughty, like N-A-U-T-I. So I'm assuming that's like nautical because there's also boats on the cover. It's such a bad name. It's so bad. It's so bad. However, abs, so I know they're gonna bang. Just because this title is so silly, I actually skimmed the book a little bit just to see what I was getting into. And it is way dirtier than I thought it was gonna be. Like, there's 3 guys and 1 girl, and they all bang each other at the same time. So it's that right there. there's like 2 extra dudes I was not counting on, but I'll probably still read this just because it's so weird. Okay guys, that's all for this massive book haul. I get a lot of massive book hauls because I just go to my library. Libraries, I'm pretty sure everywhere have library book sales, and they're not just books that they pull off the shelves because they're old and decrepit and they're trying to sell them. Most of the time it's just books that people have donated. So sometimes they're brand new. Like you saw a lot of these books, they look brand new. They're crisp. Anyway, yeah, so these are just donated books that someone took off their shelf, they've read it, they didn't want it anymore, they donate it to the library and they sell them. Oftentimes they're like 25, 50 cents, sometimes they're $1. They're dirt cheap. So you can get like a brand new book that's usually like 25 bucks, you can get it for $1. It's amazeballs. I got all this stuff. I think I paid like $20 and I got like 40 books. So it's crazy how many books I got for like very little money. Okay guys, so let me know in the comments down below, which books have you read already? Are there some I should be reading first over others? Are there books you hated? Let me know what you thought about these ones. Let me know if you've read them. I would like recommendations out of this particular haul. Yeah, so comment, let me know. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!